All right, today we're jumping into the wild and fascinating world where artificial intelligence meets the public domain. It's a place where you have this incredible, explosive creative potential, but it's bumping right up against some really tricky legal paradoxes. So let's just cut right to the chase, shall we? Can you take a character like, say, Sherlock Holmes, use an AI to cook up some brand new adventure for him, and then say, "This is mine, I own the copyright"? Well, here's the crazy part. Right now, the law basically says yes and also no. I know, it sounds nuts, right? But this contradiction is exactly what we're going to untangle today, and the answer tells us a whole lot about the future of creativity. So let's start with the exciting part, the incredible opportunity that has everyone buzzing. You can really think of this moment as a new creative gold rush. You've got these two immense forces colliding: the massive, unlimited playground of the public domain and the frankly mind-blowing power of generative AI. So the public domain is just this giant treasure chest, right? It's filled with all the raw materials you could ever want. Classic stories, iconic characters, famous works of art, and it's all completely free for anyone to grab and use. It's the perfect fuel for what's coming next. And this is where it gets really fun. I mean, just imagine Sherlock Holmes trying to use his cold, hard logic in the middle of Wonderland's madness. Or what if Dracula decided to ditch his creepy castle and go find some ruby slippers in Oz? Now that the earliest Steamboat Willie version of Mickey is in the public domain, he could totally go have a tea party with the Mad Hatter. The possibilities for these mashups are, well, they're literally endless. This is where AI just changes the game. It's more than a tool, it's like a creative co-pilot. You can feed it these wild ideas, and in seconds it can spit out drafts, images, and concepts. It is an unbelievable accelerator for creativity. But, and believe me, this is a big but, this brings us to the major plot twist in our story. It's a legal concept called the human authorship rule. And this is where that dream of easily owning your AI creations hits a very, very solid brick wall. So here is the million-dollar question. You've created your amazing Dracula in Oz story. It's brilliant. Who owns it? Who gets to hold the copyright? The answer is probably not what you think. And here it is, the line in the sand, coming straight from the legal system. If a work is made by an AI without any real, meaningful human involvement, you cannot copyright it. The law is crystal clear on this. Copyright is for humans, period. And the result of that is kind of poetic, actually. If you type a simple prompt into an AI and it generates a beautiful image or a whole story, that new creation belongs to everyone, instantly. It falls right back into the public domain, free for anyone to use, just like the old classics you started with. Now, this isn't some new rule the government cooked up just for AI. The idea goes all the way back to the 1976 Copyright Act, which was written with the basic assumption that an author is a person. And recent court cases have just hammered this point home, stating over and over again that authorship requires a human being, not a creativity machine. Okay, so a machine can't be an author. Simple enough, right? But what happens when a human and a machine work together? Well, this is where we get into a really interesting legal gray area. And to really get our heads around this, there's a perfect real-world example, a graphic novel called Zarya of the Dawn. The creator used the AI tool Midjourney to generate all the images for her book, and then she tried to copyright the whole thing. The ruling from the U.S. Copyright Office on this was incredibly specific, and it draws a perfect line for us. They said, yes, the text she wrote herself, that's copyrightable. And her creative choices, the selection, the arrangement of all the images and text, that's hers too. But the individual images that Midjourney generated, nope. The Copyright Office ruled those didn't have enough human authorship, so no copyright for them. Now, this ruling doesn't slam the door on creators. Far from it. In fact, it actually shines a spotlight on the path forward. It shows us exactly where the real opportunity is to protect your work in this new AI-powered world. The magic phrase you need to know is sufficient human authorship. This is the secret sauce. To get copyright protection, your creative input has to be real and meaningful. You have to be in control. You see, the AI is the paintbrush. It's the camera. It's the chisel. It is the tool. But you have to be the artist. So here's the basic playbook. You can start with public domain stuff, you can use AI as a tool to brainstorm or get some initial drafts going, but then comes the crucial step. You have to add your own significant human creativity. Your writing, your editing, your arrangement. It's that human touch that creates a new work where your specific contributions get copyright protection. So why does the legal system draw this line in the sand so firmly? It's not just about some dusty old legal rules. It's actually about protecting the very idea and value of human creativity. To really see why this is so important, let's just imagine for a second. What if the law went the other way? What would happen if a company could just click a button and get the copyright for billions of AI-generated songs and images? Honestly, the results would be a total disaster for human artists. You'd unleash copyright trolls on a scale we can't even fathom. It would become almost a mathematical certainty that any new song you write or picture you paint would accidentally infringe on some random AI's work. Big companies would have every reason to replace human artists with cheaper machines, and the whole economic reason to be a creator could just fall apart. So by doing what we're doing, by keeping purely machine-made stuff in the public domain, we actually accomplish the opposite. We make human-led art more valuable. We give companies a powerful financial reason to hire and invest in human beings, because that's the only way they can get a work that they can fully own and protect. And that really is the fundamental question we're all wrestling with now. As these AIs get more and more powerful, how do we harness all that incredible efficiency without devaluing that unique, irreplaceable spark of human creativity? Finding that balance, well, that's the challenge we're all going to be facing for years to come.